Stocks keep hitting new record highs, and today, once again, they hit record highs. So what's up with stocks? Is it the stimulus checks? Is it a seasonal thing? Is it the reopening? Is it the trillions of dollars floating around the economy? Or is it earnings? Maybe it's a combination of these. Well, let's take a look and find out. Although there may be a combination of reasons for why stocks are up, one big reason is earnings are up. Valuations continue to be elevated, and although we've experienced movement in PE multiples, the movement is nothing compared to the rebound in earnings. Despite the damage caused by the virus, stock multiples rose from 18.2 times earnings at the start of 2020 and now are at about 21.8 times earnings. The PE levels are well above their long-term averages, and at the same time, the 10-year Treasury yields have increased from about 0.7% to 1.7%. This ultimately leads to the question of whether the pace of the stock market can sustain. And yet, valuations have remained virtually unchanged over the past 9 months. And this chart here shows the progression of the S&P 500 index, the S&P 500 forward earnings, and the S&P 500 forward PE multiple. And as you can see, as the earnings have gone up in the gray line, the S&P 500, the dark blue line, has also moved up along with earnings. And at the same time, the PE multiple, which is the light blue, has moved generally sideways. What this all means is that the pundits and the Chicken Littles of the world are too early in calling for a stock market crash. For now, earnings expectations continue to climb. So don't get sidetracked and don't listen to the pundits because you would have missed out on big gains. Remember, the PE multiple was just above 20 when the S&P 500 was at 3,000. Now, the PE multiple is still just above 20 and the S&P 500 just crossed 4,000. It's because earnings are going up. So, let's do a quick check on the charts. And so we're now doing a quick checkup on the 6-month daily of the spiders, the SPY. And the close on Monday was 406.36, and we kind of expected a pretty good Monday given the news that came out last week. Now, it did pop up to this point here, and if I can draw the trend line moving up through here, and then the bottom line moving up through here like that. Not very straight lines, but you get the idea. So I'm not exactly sure where the top of that trend line is. I don't think we're through it yet, but we're well on our way. And if it does pop up and through, what we want to watch for is this. Once again, this is your trend line, your channel, the stock moving up and down through that channel. And right now we're heading on up. If we break up and through, I want to see it come back down and successfully test the extension of that top trend line. And if we can successfully test that and then move on up, we might be in a new channel. So watch for that. Here, volume looks fine. Then into the MAC. What I also told you on the weekend update was that this may have been a reset. So starting from this point here, we have a nice dish moving down here. And perhaps we're going to get that sort of slingshot move on up. You'll see that in another oscillator here in a second. Histogram looks fine. So does the price rate of change. And then the relative strength index, we are climbing up to that 75.96. We were within this channel more or less through here. And then the bottom through here. Not a straight line again either. And we're popping up here, which we have done a couple of times in the past, but watch this to see if we go up into that overbought territory. Moving down here, stochastics looks fine, and then back to the Williams, and this is the other oscillator that I've been looking at, and you can see that sort of dish moving through here, and we're definitely on the way up. Oftentimes, the Williams can give you an idea in advance of what the price chart's going to do. And right now, it's giving us a pretty big clue. At least that's the probability. Back up here to the price chart. Keep your eye out for that move out of the channel and then the successful test. It may not successfully test. It actually might come on down. And if it does come on down, either we're going to continue in the channel or we'll look for a breakdown. But for now, it looks pretty good. And for today, that's ChewDog Charts. Thank you.